there, so he can get PT, man. But
But
Dortmund's not even giving my man PT, bro.
but
So,
that's a problem with Dortmund. I like Dortmund. I'm like so sick or tired of Dortmund. I really can't stand Dortmund. Like every time I watch him, I get so angry because he's like, you have all that talent for what? Like every
they
like
just weren't clinical enough.
that's a problem. But they it's not like they didn't have the chances.
They had their
It's
chance. That's what
but
pisses me off
yeah,
even more, man.
it's like you have the chances. You were good today, but you still can't beat Bayern. Like you still cannot be Bayern, and it's
Chill,
like
chill, guys, chill, chill. So,
yeah.
guys, we're gonna discuss the weekend matches, the Premier League, and also the Bundesliga matches between one another. Kind of really, I didn't watch the match though. Look, I already know who's gonna win. I really don't want to stress myself in watching it because I know it's already Bayern Munich that's gonna win it. They've been dominating for so many years. So I really don't want to stress myself. I'm watching that Dortmund match. I don't know. I'm
Nah,
not
I
turning
don't
on for
believe
that.
that. I actually
Now I
believe
already know who's
Dortmund's
gonna
gonna
win.
win the league. I
Now
think
I
the
already
Dortmund's gonna win the league this
when you play
season.
Bayern,
No.
when it becomes Bundesliga, I don't want to. I already know Bayern will win it. So why would I be turning up for the Bayern Munich match? I'm not turning up for that because I know the Bayern will win.
Nah. Dortmund's gonna win it, bro. Believe, man. Believe,
Hey,
man.
bro, there means too many chances, so I don't want to stress myself and let me turn up
Yo,
the way.
Abdullahi,
Yep.
you need to like this guy HH has lost it. He
Yeah,
said
bro. Oh my
he
goodness,
said
Abdullahi, bro.
Hakim Ziyech is better than Cristiano Ronaldo.
It's
Oh my god.
sometimes you guys just need to
Jovan
that's
just told
acceptable
him
the
to.
way.
Jovan just went on his live stream and told him, "Please shut the fuck up, bro. Please, I'm begging you."
So we're gonna do the European matches and all the Bundesliga matches. So we're gonna discuss a lot of matches, United matches, the ICs, and also we'll discuss the matches. So we have quite a bit here.
Abdullah, your mic is being a brick right now, bro. It's a brick.
Let me fix it. Let me fix it.
Bro, I don't know, man. This guy, man.
Can I just set the record that Ziyech is not better than Ronaldo at Manchester
Bro,
United?
Bro.
Let's just
imagine having the audacity.
let's drop that. Like, if any
See,
Chelsea fan insinuates that Ronaldo is somehow worse, yeah,
bro,
just
bro,
let's. Oh man.
my thing with H is right. I know he's trolling, but the scary thing I'm afraid is I
He
think he
believes it.
actually believes it,
He
bro. He
believes it.
actually
No.
believes
He
it, bro.
believes it. He believes it.
Wait,
Milton, he 100% believes it.
well, he believes Hazard's better than Ronaldo, doesn't he? No Champions League, but Hazard is better than Ronaldo because he balled in the World Cup semi-final, even though Ronaldo has the European Cup. But I don't know. I,
Can you hear me now? Let them
Yeah.
don't mind it. That guy is kind of
or is he coming back out? Abdullah's coming back in. Okay, yeah, that's just. I'm. No one's denying that Ziyech has talent. The only thing I would say to it is that, like, I still think it's one of those like wait and see. I'm seeing a lot of
Of
these Chelsea
course.
fans saying, "Oh, right, he's better than Bruno." Just hold on for a second. Last time I checked, Everton are higher on the table than Sheffield United, Burnley, and West Brom, who are all in the bottom three.
hello. Can you guys hear me?
To be honest with you, it
Hey,
should be embarrassed that you concede goal against the team that's about to get relegated.
yeah, I'm not. All I'm saying
No,
is that, like,
I would never go down on like I would never be like, oh, Chelsea suck. No, I'm not a hater. Like I'm always gonna speak the truth. But me as a football fan, since I'm a Madrid fan, if you're not my team, I always go root for the underdog to win. But I'm not gonna hype up Chelsea like that after beating Sheffield United.
Bro, Sheffield United is so bad.
Guys. Let's
They're
just talk
gonna get
about football.
relegated.
Guys, let's talk about football. Guys. So I think the first match was the United Everton matches, followed by the United,
Abdullah, your
Chelsea.
mic is buzzing again. I don't know what is going on with it. I'm not sure
Yeah,
what's going on with Mike Abdullah.
Oh,
your
is my
mic
mic?
has been a
Oh,
brick.
okay.
Wait, hold up. No, wait, speaking. You seem to go on.
Oh, it was breaking up a little bit again.
Oh, okay. Let me try to fix it. I think my mic is having an issue. I don't know
See,
what's
that's
going on.
okay. when you're speaking like that, that's fine. But then,
Okay. I just want to make sure if you guys can hear me very well.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
okay. So, let me go to what there was first. Like last time we were talking about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and everything their stand. Like I said, for me, I understand Ole doesn't kind of really have a much tactics, but I think I'm gonna blame the board, not Ole, because if you look at the United play, it has not been back that much.
Ooh, yep, go on. Abdullah. Oh, he's gone out. Oh, he's,
Yeah.
he's left. Okay. Oh, wait, he's back. Abdullah, you there?
No.
Nah,
No. We- Yeah, but it's
Okay,
still.
okay. So I was talking about Ole and Man United. The last time was I think I was like Ole. The one time with Ole is he needs to figure out what formation he wants to. Is it the 4-2 formation or the 4-4-2 diamond, and which players fit into the system. You can't just be chopping in and chopping out of the team. It doesn't work that way. So let me go to Gadi. What's your stand on Ole? Do you want him to stay for the long time, or you want a replacement for him? Because I know you guys can play against big team and you can beat big team like RSB Leipzig, the Paris Saint-Germain, and Liverpool. But when it comes to lower team like West Brom, Sheffield, and you guys struggle to get. So what exactly is going? Is it how to break down low block, or is just all about the team or the player mentality?
Um, I mean, I think the thing that I learned was a lot of people saying that like, oh, I don't know what I learned from this game. The thing I learned from this game is that it's clear that the players love Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like it's very easy when a manager's under pressure, players to down tools and not play. We saw that with Chelsea and United with Jose Mourinho. When the players didn't want to play for him anymore, they down tools. Chelsea, I think they won the Premier League under Mourinho when he came back, and then it was just awful in the following season he got sacked. And same thing with the last season in with Manchester United. So, it's clear to me that the players like Ollie, the players in like Ollie, they wouldn't play this way. The second thing is that like we obviously have a much better away. We play better away from home. That just seems to be the thing. I don't know what it is at Old Trafford, but away from home, we just seem to play better. So given that like a lot of our games after the international break, as well as the top teams, are still yet to be played away from home, that might be an advantage for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer going forward. So I wouldn't be surprised if when we go to Spurs, we get results because we just seem to be playing better away from home. That's number two. And then the last point really is that for some reason, when Ollie's job is on the line, he like turns into like Super Saiyan Goku formation, and he just goes on fire. And at the end of the day, like we said, it is a board issue, and people need to. We all need to look at the context that the three signings that Manchester United made in the summer were one, not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's targets choices, and two, did not really help us in any particular area. Every United fan knew that we needed a centre back, a CDM, an actual long ball and a right winger, and we didn't get any of those. Bar Cavani, who's only really a short term thing because he's only here for a year. So he's making do what he's got. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, and we've got to see what happens. But I think right now, because now United are now out of their difficult run, we now have a couple of games against a lot of teams in the bottom half of the table to play. So if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does beat these small teams, then obviously he's going to still be in a job and continue. And obviously, if he qualifies for the Champions League group, which we expect him to do now, then no, he's not going anywhere. Because as the context, I was trying to tell, I think HH on a post-match reaction stream. I know that United are 15th in the table, but when you look at the points between 15th and third, there's not a lot. Winning our game in hand, we're actually currently we're only six points from like third or fourth, and if we win our game in hand,
from top, I think we're 6 points from top.
6 points from top, and then three points from fourth, I think, when a game hand, I think. So from a points point of view, that's nothing. Like Jose Mourinho only got sacked from United when we were like 13 points behind fourth. So 3 or 6 points behind fourth, is not a lot, really. Irrespective of what position we're in. Obviously, if that's still the case halfway through the season, that's a different matter. But right now, it's still early days to, in my opinion, judge the table, especially when a lot of the top teams, i.e., Chelsea and Spurs, have yet to play against a lot of the higher quality opposition. And I'm more interested to see how Chelsea and Spurs, after the winter break, when they have like City, Arsenal, Leicester, Crystal Palace, etc., back to back, and they go through their difficult runs, how they do. Because then if you guys do obviously well, then obviously there might be a problem. But, we'll see what happens.
So what is at the moment? Do you still want to give him time to see out the season, or be like, okay, because I know you guys can beat Man City, Tottenham, you guys can beat. I know United want to be this big team, but those little teams like West Bromwich, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Sheffield United, you struggle a lot with the team who play low blocks. So what's the problem? Is it the players or the manager tactics in working out those low blocks, or what's going on? So what's the stand on Ole?
I don't agree necessarily with the idea that we struggle against teams with low blocks 100% of the time. It just depends on the players that we play. So we played against Newcastle, who played a relatively low block, and even Everton to a certain extent today also tried to play with not a massive low block. They did come out us a bit, but they tried. The issue, it's not as simple as we struggle teams with low. We struggle against teams who play a low block and then press us in midfield. That's the more concise way. So if you watch the game against Crystal Palace play in a way where we'll lose, where it's not just that they just defend in 2 backs of 4, but they actually also press our midfielders. So a lot of our midfielders, when they get pressed, for example, McTominay and Matic at times, notorious for this, where they're constantly pressed, and opposition players win the ball high up in the field, and we're vulnerable. So that's the problem here. But if you just give us the ball, eventually, sooner or later, we will create something. Istanbul, you could argue, is a blip, but I'd argue that it's also the way that we set up in the team, and that fundamentally, from my point of view, Fred is one of Manchester United's most important players in making that. And that people don't seem to realize, and when he's not in the team, we often tend to struggle against the thing that you're talking about. So, but finally, it's not up to me, because at the end of the day, the board's standard at United is 4th, and you also got to understand, Abdullahi, that in this pandemic situation that we're in, I think I was arguing, me and you see having an argument page chasing this, and I was like, yes, trophies are important, they are. But the reality is, if you're a business running a club, if you had to choose between FA Cup, which has a finance payout of 2 million, and Champions League, which is considerably more than that, I think winning it's not winning. Qualifying for the Champions League gets at least 50 million. I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's certainly in the tens of millions. You're gonna choose Champions League. I know the FA Cup that's not a trophy. But you also have to understand, from the point of view of owners, are hemorrhaging money as we speak. And if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer secures Champions League football, even though he doesn't win a trophy, he's not going to be sacked by Manchester United, because from a purely business point of view, he's achieved what he's achieved, and he's made the business money.
Okay, that's fair enough. So I'm gonna come to Said last, because I want to speak last. Let me go to Hilton first. So what's your take on Ole, United, and Nico? Is it about the Glazers, the players, or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer himself? Because we know, I've watched this United last season. I watched them a little bit when they play with a team like those Sheffield, those Crystal Palace team. I think the way they set up, he needs to know his first level first before you can play it. Maybe he hasn't figured out how to play it. I really don't know. But when they play against big teams, Paris Saint-Germain, RSB Leipzig, Manchester City, Liverpool, it turns up a lot. You see that they're playing how do you understand on scoring goals, Bruno scoring goals, Martial scoring goals? You have to analyze, is it the manager's problem or the player's problem, or just entirely the tactics doesn't work? So what's going on?
With Manchester United, I just don't think Ole Solskjaer is the right man for the job. I don't think it's Pochettino either, because Pochettino hasn't won any trophies. I just don't think Ole Gunnar is just the right man for the job. When did he take over? He took over in 2018? What? What can any Red Devil? Do you know what year did he took over?
I think 2017. I'm not sure. I think when Jose left,
So
Jose was
his
sacked.
first,
That was
so
when he
Ollie's
took over.
first full season was last season, but then obviously he took over after, in the previous year. So that would have been December 2018 after Mourinho got sacked.
See,
But then obviously you've got to bear in mind Mourinho left Manchester United 15 points behind fourth. So you need to bear that in mind. But anyway, go on, Wilson.
okay. See, matter of Gunner, right? I just don't. Manchester United is probably the most inconsistent big club in the world right now. It's like when they go against a Liverpool, a City, or even a Chelsea, they turn up, or even Spurs, they turn up. Especially last season, I'm pretty sure they beat City on back to back. They beat PSG. They beat PSG a couple seasons ago in the in PSG Stadium. I didn't see that coming. And today again, his job was on the line, and somehow they won again today. But my thing is, next week Manchester United could go against, I don't know, in Istanbul and lose. I don't know. Is it the lineup? I don't know what's going on at Manchester United. But all I'm saying is
So do
that
you okay, Victor,
with
let me
Ole
put it this way.
Gunnar,
Do you put the blame on the players or the manager tactics doesn't work against what team?
I can
Who knows? When
really.
they press United, you're gonna get them.
It's both. It's both. It's both. You could say sometimes maybe Martial could be a little bit more clinical, or sometimes you could even say Rashford. Sometimes Rashford has it. Sometimes he doesn't have it. Like today, he
Or
should have scored
Maguire
that
could
goal.
stop, or
Oh,
Maguire could stop
Maguire
him
too. Maguire,
sometimes.
this guy is revolutionizing defending. This guy's doing moves that I've never seen before, especially in that Chelsea game. Like the English media say it's mental health. I don't think it is. I think they're just protecting them.
He's a brick. He's a brick. Yeah, he's a brick. He's a
See,
brick.
but that's the other thing. That's the other thing. You guys spend a lot of money on him. We all know Harry Maguire is not worth that much money, but the fact that you spend 80 million pounds on him, that puts a lot of pressure on him to perform. Which the guy was really never a world class defender to be. So the pressure that he's enduring, he's not used to that. When you play for a club that Manchester United, a big brand, people are expecting you Premier League and Champions League, but at the moment, United are not that club. It took Liverpool 15 years to finally win a major trophy, and they're like club. It took what club 5 years. Club promised them in 5 years they're gonna be at in Europe top elite club, and when they are. But with Gunner, I don't know because when Klopp came in, they went to a Europa League final. With Gunner, they haven't even kind of take that step. You see where the club is going. You could say the board too. You could say the Glazers. They don't care about the club because you gotta win a trophy at least. You gotta give me the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. Just give me something so I see where the club is going. But like Red Devil Studio said, the club doesn't care. It's a business for them. They don't care about football. As long United doesn't get relegated, they make top four. And the scary thing is, if O'Gunner makes the Champions League semifinal, I think it's it for Manchester United. Oh, I think it's it. The club's not gonna invest any money, and and
Do you sorry, Wilson, do you how much do you get? I don't know about the funds, but you do get a certain amount for each like stage you qualify. So
uh
you get
huh.
semi-finals, you get like is
You
it a
get
couple of 10, 20 million or something? I
you
don't
get about 20. You get because the winner gets about 70 or 80 million, I think, something like
yeah,
that. Because
yeah.
you get more money when you win your domestic league for some reason. I don't get that. For some reason you get more money when you win your domestic
That's
league.
obviously that's Premier League rights and TV and stuff like that as
So
well.
to
So
get
you have
Victor, to get you right now to leave Legal Association is still not the right man to take United forward in terms of trophies and
See, if
talent.
it okay, I'm gonna say this. If United doesn't win at least an FA Cup or Carabao Cup this season, I don't think he's the right guy. You gotta at least like look at Teta. You see like a manager like Teta. You see he's trying to build something with Arsenal. Like he won an FA Cup and he won the Community Shield. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying maybe he was lucky to do that. It's just that when a manager comes to a club, you can see the manager sticking the club somewhere. With old Gunner, I don't really see that with United. But then again, United had like four different managers. That's four different philosophy. You had David Moyes, Mourinho, Van Gaal, now O'Gunner. So I don't know. I don't know. Only United fan can tell you how the club is. I don't really know anything. what's going on at the club. O'Gunner wanted Sancho. They couldn't get Sancho this season, but they bought Van der Beek. I still don't know why Van der Beek is at the club because you spent 50 million on him.
I don't
He's
think Van der Beek was the Ollie signing. I
that
genuinely think
I was about to say that. That's the other thing.
Hmm.
What player did Oli actually sign though at the club?
It's difficult. I mean, it's like I said, like sorry I'm speaking, but it's like I said in I think one of my videos. I was like, I can't believe that Ollie said to the board, "I want you to sign Edison Cavani on deadline day," so he's in quarantine for 2 weeks. I can't believe that as a coach you would say that. So looking at all this play, even Tellez looks like he might be good and he'll come in for sure. And we'll see
Yeah,
what
he
happens.
looks he's good. He's looking good. He looks like a really good
So I think that is
fullback.
a good fallback. But
Fair enough.
our
Fair
first
enough.
choice was Bengalong. So I don't know how many players the Ollie's brought in, with maybe the exception of like Maguire, maybe Wan-Bissaka and Bruno Fernandes. How many of those players actually were Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first choice pick?
Alright, for me to round off, I'm gonna just say this. I don't care how good of a manager you are. If the board doesn't let you buy the player that you specifically want for your philosophy to work, it's not gonna work. Perfect example, Pep Guardiola. Before he goes to any club, I'm pretty sure he talks to the board and tell them those are the player I want, and this I'm gonna need this much amount of money for my plan to work. And
Wilton, why
if you get
don't mention Lep, please?
no,
Don't mention Lep.
I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying though. But I'll tell you this though.
I don't have the strength. I
I'll
don't
tell you
have the
this though.
strength. I
United
don't
fan
have
will
that
take
strength
Pep
to talk
Guardiola
about
right
Lep.
now though. If United fan will take Pep Guardiola right now though, with the amount of influence this guy have, I'm pretty sure if he goes to a United club, he would talk to the board and be like,
See,
"Bro,
I like Red
if y'all
Devils
give
and
me
Jesse
this,
side.
I'm gonna
Don't
do
let
that."
Pep don't let Pep go to United. If he goes to United, United is gonna spend almost 2 billion, 2 billion, either million
Yeah,
or
but at
billions.
least Abdullah, he's gonna make them competitive again, isn't they? He's gonna put
I
them into
know.
the elite level at least. Because
Yeah.
United right now, it's like top four. For United should be competing for the Prem. I miss those days. United should be fighting for the Premier League and the Champions League.
Fair
Not
enough.
struggle to
Fair
make
enough.
top four. Not trying to make the semi-final of the FA Cup. But that's my 2 cents on it.
All right.
I don't know.
Let me go to Niangi now. So, what's your take on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United, and the board himself? Is it the Glazers the problem, the players, or the manager? Because when they play against big team, they literally turn up. You see them play like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and this kind of thing, they turn up. But when they play against low team, you see United struggling. So, is it about the setup, the tactics, or just the player himself? Maybe they need to gel up, or what's going on?
Yeah, so good evening, guys. I was
Yeah,
listening
we can hear
to
you.
Wilton. Yeah, I was listening to Wilton talk about football being a business now for the Glazers family and all that. And I was like, wow, if we are going to relegate football strictly down to business alone, then sooner than later, United are going to be a mediocre club. They are going to be an average club. We saw the same thing with Arsenal for a very long time when Wenger was there, and all the board cared about was let's just make top four, and we're making money for the club, and that's all that matters. You become an average team when you have that kind of philosophy. I always look at Chelsea, model yourself with Chelsea. Chelsea does business. Chelsea still understands football on the other side. There should be a synergy. There should be a way you can match the business side of the game and the actual football of itself on itself. Don't let the fans suffer. You United is a big club. Is the biggest club in England. Is a big club around the world. It should not be brought down to the level of we just want to make money. We just want to qualify for top four position and we are okay with it. No, 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 no. That's not what a club with the history like United should be gunning for. I'm disappointed when I hear things like that. How much do you want to make at the end of the day? Are you saying that this team cannot be good enough to get trophies at the end of the season? A whole United, all that it boiled down to is now getting fourth position. No, look at Atalanta, look at PSG. Those are teams that keep pushing. They are not even on the level of
Don't
United.
mention
But
PSG. Don't mention PSG, man. Let's Atalanta. I'll give you. Let's
you
not
have to
mention.
mention.
Nianga,
You have to mention.
those team, LSG,
Let's
call them LSG, don't call them PSG,
let's
just
not
call them
mention
LSG.
PSG in this chat. Come on, man.
Call them LSG, please,
I'll
LSG.
No,
give you.
no, he said they're not on the same level. He just like they keep on pushing,
I
pushing,
said they are
pushing.
not on the same level. They are not on the same level, but
Oh,
they
go
are
ahead.
pushing. That is what United should be doing, not settling down for fourth position or maybe when they can. No, you should be gunning for the league Every at the start of the season, when they mention what team do you think would win the league, the Manchester United should be mentioned. And for me, can only be the one to push them back to that glory. No, I don't. Unfortunately, I don't see it. I said this the last time. Today's game was a saver for him. He saved his job because if he had lost, probably most likely he would have got the boot. But you know what this has done for him? It has stretched the mediocrity further because why? Ole is going to remain in the job. Nothing has changed, actually. Let's not get ahead of ourselves with this victory. Nothing has changed. It is still the same of the same. Like you said, after the international break, they will come back and go and play in Europe again. It will come down to the same old rubbish that has been happening. Any manager, let me say this, any manager would always win one or two games in the season. So for Ole to win today against Everton does not mean they've turned the table around. No, it doesn't in any way. You would, no matter how bad you are, no matter how poor, even the team that gets relegated always win one or two games, but it does not make you a good team. So if United think that today's victory has brought them back or is keeping them, or probably you look at 15th position, they are just 6 points away. No, you shouldn't be looking at it like that. You should not even be in 15th position. We are in November already. We're in November already. You shouldn't be in 15th position at this point in time. You should be gunning for. You should be among the top five at this point in time. What are we saying?
So Niangi,
So for
let me
United,
put it this way for you. So are you telling me Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not the right man just to take them forward? Or they
at
need a proper manager?
all, at all, they need a proper manager for that team. You can't tell me that that team is terrible. No, I wouldn't take it. You have Van der Beek, you have Bruno Fernandes, you have Paul Pogba who has the qualities. I mean, come on, Rashford on his day, anytime. That team is good. That team is solid. All they need is just a different mentality, a different philosophy, and they need a different manager that can push it into them right now. Unfortunately, I do not see Ole giving it to them.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So let me come to upside now. So what's your take on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, United, and also the Glazers? Because my own voice is, I think the problem is it's not just Ole only. It is the board. The Glazers themselves doesn't even care about football. All they care about is money, business, money, business, money, business. So we don't know what's going on. Is it the players? The manager is not going to have to be replaced, or what exactly is going on? Because there need to be a correlation between the manager and the board. This is what I want. Give me this. If you want me to succeed, give me this. That's how a successful club should be doing. We see Man City doing that. We see Liverpool doing that. They trusted club for like 5 years before you could win then the Premier League and the Champions League. So there have to be a scenario in which I want this. Give me this thing. If you give me this thing, I will succeed. If you don't give me, I'm out of the door. So we have to know what's going on with the board and the manager and the player themselves. So what exactly is going on?
Well, hello everyone. This is the first
Yeah, we can
contribution
hear
I'm
you.
making. Yeah. First of all, let me say it was a beautiful day of football. Of course, that's one. But with regards to Manchester United, I mean, the last time we talked about who's responsible, and I said every single part between the board, the manager, and of course the team. Every member of these three parts is responsible for what's happening in Manchester United. And something that is consistent is the fact that they are not consistent. That is the fact of Manchester United. Now, I think the board, to an extent, have you know been supportive of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. They've given him more support than any of the managers before him since Sir Alex Ferguson left the club.
No, no,
They've
no,
given,
no, no, no.
let me
He's not
finish.
gonna
Let me
not- no.
finish now. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. I know promise I'm going somewhere.
Let her finish.
When I
Let her
say
finish.
they've given him more support, um, in terms of time, time to implement whatever it is he wants to do with the side, the money he needs to sign players, and in my opinion, the squad he actually has at his disposal is actually good enough to perform and give results better than they actually doing currently under him. With a better manager, I strongly believe that Manchester United will be competing better than they are competing. That is
Give me
why
give me two managers that you believe that will take up this United job and do well. Two
two
managers.
managers.
Because we have one
I can
they can do.
I cannot say two managers I believe that if we were talking about managers I feel that would do better with this side, I believe
Mm-hmm.
a manager like Pochettino, Mauricio Pochettino will do well with this side.
Yeah, the
Will
professional has
do
been won
better.
anything for
And
like how many years?
Sorry.
Pochettino.
um,
I don't think
No,
so.
I
no, not
believe. Let me
Pochettino.
finish.
Not
I believe.
Let that fin-
You
let that
see,
fin-
you
let that
gave
fin-
an
let that fin-
example. You talked about Liverpool,
Let let
right? You
let
talked
let
about
the
what
land.
happened. You gave an example. You talked about Liverpool. What happened with Liverpool, and there was a reason they gave Klopp time, right? They gave Klopp time because they believed he could deliver. He was coming from somewhere. He had a reputation. He had, a certain measure of success that he had achieved at a certain place. And what he needed to do was to come to another club, get the time, get the resources. And they were not even spending as much money as they spent in recent times. But he
you.
got the support, and he has been getting the results, even though it took 4 to 5 years. Now, in the case of Ole, ask yourself the honest question. Even if you give Ole the support, Ole, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce Ole or Ole, give him the support, financial backing, and more time. How many years has he been on the job? If you give him more time, do you genuinely think that they would rise to become what Liverpool have become in recent times? Compare
But
that
that's
to
that's
if
the
you give
thing,
that
though.
same squad to Mauricio Pochettino. Something else again, the club are responsible for a player like Paul Pogba. I'm going to
I
give credit to Ole for benching Pogba in today's game. I
I
do not know why Manchester United have kept onto Pogba till date. That's the part I'm going to blame one of the parts I'm going to blame the club for. But generally, as a squad, I believe with a better manager, Manchester United will be more consistent and will be doing better than they are. They have the fact that they have brilliant performances, defeat PSG, defeat certain big teams here and there. It means that within the team they have the squad. They have the squad to do well. But the problem is that consistency, or how to do things differently when they meet a certain kind of opposition. And that is the place that has continued to keep Manchester United where they are. Forget the penalties. Penalties, yes, yeah, penalties is part of football. But that's not what a team like Manchester United should be relying on. They have a history they have to protect. That's my opinion.
see. You just made a good point. You said Pochettino. You said Klopp went to Liverpool because he had success at Dortmund, right? But the
Mhm.
problem with Pochettino is that he didn't have any success at Tottenham. We saw the same thing with David Moyes. He didn't. He had success at Everton for trash Everton team,
I
but
don't
when
even
he
think it's fair to compare Pochettino to David Moyes. Pochettino was, even with the minimum or the limited financial backing he had,
What
he
about
did
Van
well.
Hal?
my thing with
What about
Pochettino,
Van Hal and Jose Mourinho though? Van Hal
Oh
and
my
Jose
goodness,
Mourinho
guys,
all had
you
more
can't
success.
even
Had,
compare. You know funny thing, yeah. You guys are
well,
talking about
Mourinho won a
Manchester United
European
winning
champion.
trophies. You're
Mourinho
talking
won a
about
European
United
you
winning
champion.
know,
trophies. There is the fact about Manchester United being and competing close to the eventual title winners. United have to get close to the winners. They have to compete
But
first of all
I've
before
given
you talk
you two
about winning titles.
managers.
Right now, they are not
I've
even
given,
competing.
but I've given you two managers that we had that were at the club that won Champions Leagues, that won Premier League titles, that didn't end up being so. I'm not disagreeing with them. I'm saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the best manager, best coach, etc. But the fact of the matter is that like under the two managers that I said, and Van Gaal and Jose Mourinho, the football was bad, and all their subsequent seasons, they ended up finishing so many points behind the top four. Mourinho in particular.
yeah, but with
Ole Gunnar-
Mourinho, I forgive him in 2018 because that City side, Pep spent so much money over the summer to build that City side to
Oh,
go
of course.
to drive
No,
on
no,
because United didn't really spend a
no,
lot of money in that summer like
no,
City did.
no one had issue with Mourinho finishing second in that thing. The issue was in the last season, and the issue comes again in he himself wasn't backed in the summer. He wasn't given a centre back. He wasn't given I think it was a right winger that he needed to strengthen the team.
Uh
He wasn't
huh.
backed. And then lo and behold,
And he lost the locker room too. He lost the locker room towards the
he
end of
lost the locker room as well.
yeah.
So these are the things.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Mhm.
Yes, we can say, oh, get another manager in, but at the end of the day, if you lose the locker room and if you don't have the actual backing, because people need to bear in mind that, like, yes, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has bought in players, but he's also sold a lot of players well. Like he let obviously Lukaku for better or worse. Fellaini went, Torreira went, Sanchez off the books as well. So if you actually look at the net spend that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's made, it's not actually that much compared to all the players that he's let go and players that he's brought
'Cause
in
It's not
compared
that
to managers.
it's not that
Because
I don't like Pochettino. It's just that I just can't forgive him for what he did in the Champions League final against Liverpool, playing Harry Kane in that final. I'm sorry. I just
Oh,
can't
yeah.
forgive him for that. I cannot forgive him. A
Not,
guy that gets you a hat trick in one half, you
yeah,
bench him in the Champions League final, bro. You may never get to the Champions League final ever again.
yeah.
You
That
play
was
Harry Kane that haven't played football in 2 months in that
too
final,
much.
nah, bro.
Exactly.
That
People, even in the following in the Champions League, are bouncing Ollie for the 6-1 loss to Spurs. Did people forget that like Bayern put 8 plus Spurs in their home, like 8 goals? Now, no
Chill,
way,
chill,
you're
guys.
right,
Whatever.
eight
Let's
goals.
let's
But
listen
yeah,
again
so
to
I'm
Saeed
I'm
because
I'm ranting here. Go on.
he's the last one. Saeed, this is your club now, so you're backing Ole. I think you and Red Devil should be giving some kudos because you've been giving some massive support to the United players and the ball. I'm like, okay, let's see how this pounds, especially you be like, no, I just want to believe in Ole because I believe it's gonna take us forward. So let's explain what is going on. Is it the board, the players, the manager, or entirely? What is going on? Because United, I know that I've been watching under Alex Ferguson. I don't want to play United under Alex Ferguson. I
Mhm.
hate them. Let me put it this way: I hate playing United under Alex, my Lord in heaven. When I play
Mhm.
United under Alex, before the match, I said to myself, we're losing this match, completely losing, because that is the fear factor I want to be seeing in the team. At this moment, the fear factor is not there. Just no consistency in the team. So what's going on in that team? Is it the manager, the board, the players? What's going on? Because we need to see a change in that team. Way forward, what is your issues with them? Do you still believe in Ole, or you need like, okay, let's chill, let's see how it's gonna take us to January or December? What's going on?
Um. Okay. So this is how I feel. I feel like for a long time, especially since Sir Alex Ferguson retired 2013, I believe, right? 2013. Yep. He retired 2013. Um, ever since Sir Alex Ferguson retired, we have not done things the right way. I feel like what the mistakes that we have done with Moyes and with Van Gaal and with Mourinho, I feel like it's been compacted so much that we are where we are today. So I feel like what is happening is a lot of people want us to get um, short-term success really fast. They want us to get 100 points, compete with City, compete with Liverpool right now. And I'm here thinking like, yo, look, we can't. Like it's gonna take time, and it's gonna be a gradual improvement. Um, so for me, I just look at things like we have to stick with the decision we have made. And many times what we do is we make a decision and we don't stick with it. When the going gets tough, we boom, we go and we act on it. I've never I've told I was on HA stream and I said I've never been like anti any manager ever. I've never been pro sacking any manager. And so for me, um, and just to elaborate on that point, I felt really really bad about sacking Van Gaal because when Van Gaal came to his end, yes, it was boring football, but I understood what Van Gaal was trying to do. And I was like, I want to see what he's trying to do. I want to see the project he had. I want to see him transform it into like the finished project. And with Van Gaal, you saw he brought in Martial, he brought in Rashford. We won the FA Cup. Lingard scored that goal. I mean, yes, the season wasn't good. We finished fifth. What you call it? How do I say? Points. The same points as City, but City had more bigger goal difference. And then we sacked him for Mourinho, which is a completely different manager. The Mourinho and Van Gaal is like possession football versus counter-attacking football. Completely different, guys. So we went to Mourinho, completely different. The players that Van Gaal was trying to build was like a jigsaw puzzle. What we had to do, what Mourinho did, went in and he pretty much started from the ground up. Okay, we finished second. Now we got to push on. What did Manchester United do? They signed Fred and Dalot and what you call it? What's that guy? The goalkeeper. what's the third choice goalkeeper's name? I forgot his name. Lee Grant. We signed him. Then the whole thing collapsed under Mourinho. He sacked him. We signed Ali. And the team I see right now is a foundation of Ali's team that's incomplete. There's an incomplete team. For once, I just want to see a manager's finished project. It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be frustrating. Sometimes I'm gonna be angry with I'm not gonna lie to you. There's times where I'm angry with Oli. I've been so angry with Ugly. I cuss at him, all that stuff. But then no, I have patience because I know this is building. He's building something. He finished us third. Yes, we started off badly, but we could always go on a run and we could always finish top 4 and we could always build on it. And I just want to give it time. And people, I don't understand what people. I feel like people believe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been here for 3 seasons. This guy only had 1 full season. This is his 2nd full season. The season he took over Mourinho was he came in January and he came in a mess, an absolute mess. And he did, in my opinion, he did his best to fix that mess. Yes, am I going to be pissed off about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's tactics? Yes. But for me, the way I'm feeling is I want to finish a project before starting another project. I mean, I'm not at a point where I say, you know what, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's project is never going to happen. Once I get to that point, I'm going to be like, you know what, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has to go. But I still see what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to do. Because here's the reality, guys. Here's the reality, guys. And fair enough, people say that Pochettino is a better manager than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. You know what? I cannot dispute that. I mean, it's an undisputable fact. But Pochettino's project is going to be so different than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's project. And when I say project, I mean like in terms of a structure of play, how you coach the team, and the actual personnel. People say, everyone's saying you guys have good players. This is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's players. These are not 100% necessarily going to be Pochettino players, and that's what people don't understand. People think we're good and all this. No, this is because you see, we have all these good players. These are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's players. These are not Pochettino players. When Pochettino comes in, there's certain things that I'm pretty certain that's going to happen. For starters, I guarantee you, Martial is going to be sold. Because let's be honest, Pochettino doesn't like a striker like Martial. The striker he likes is like a Harry Kane, like a Lukaku that we sold. That's the type of
But how
striker
good
he
is
likes.
Marshall?
No,
Honestly, how good is Marshall?
but then no, that's my point. Regardless how good
If I was
he
a
is,
manager, I wouldn't keep Marshall also. I would
but
sell
that's
him.
but no. But then the point I'm trying to get across is that there's going to be wholesale changes in this team, and this team is going to start from the ground up. Are there going to be players that Pochettino might be going to have on his team? He's going to play, yes, but then let's not kid ourselves. This is football, and we have watched it so much. They're going to be like almost half of the squad that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has right now are not going to be there because they're not going to somehow, some way, not going to fit Pochettino's style. And a lot of people, a lot of United fans are crying out for Van de Beek. Let him start. Are we 100% certain that Van de Beek is a player that Pochettino likes? The United fans don't like. A lot of United fans don't like McTominay, but I feel like McTominay is like the ideal Pochettino player. An Eric Dyer or Harry Winks is an ideal Pochettino player. People don't like Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw was playing under Pochettino at Southampton. This is the thing that people don't understand. And and then where I'm at is like I'm gonna give it time. And when it gets to a point, because I have no power and say who becomes a manager. When it gets to a point that you see that there's no hope for this team, and the players are not willing to play for this team, play manager, then yes, I'm gonna say, you know what, there's time for a change. But as of right now, I'm gonna stick with this manager. And you know what? It might be a risk. It might not work out. But the question is that no one can answer is, are you 100% certain with all your heart, with all your heart, would you put your money in? Like, would you put your life savings in that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to fail at Manchester United? You cannot, because no one can see the future. For all we know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can win Manchester United the title. Football is uncertain. Football is uncertain, and no one knows what's going to happen. So for me, for me, I'm just gonna keep hope, and I'm gonna stick by the manager until I
Oh
can't.
wow.
The OTT there, a title. When? When's he going to win a title?
Me, I'm not saying he's gonna win us a
Yeah.
title. I'm not saying he's gonna win us a
You just
title.
said that you think he might win a title.
I said life is uncertain. The football is uncertain. You never know what can possibly happen. You cannot
Yeah,
predict.
but do you think he's going to win a
That's why
title
it's
or not?
football.
Huh?
Do you think
That's
he's
why
going
it's
to win a title
football.
or not? Do you think he's
I,
going to
w-
win a title or not?
I
Simple as that.
I don't think he's gonna win us a title, but
Right,
I
there we
want to
go.
wait and see. I want to wait
So
and
how's the
see.
right man?
I just want to wait and see. I don't understand
So
why
you
we.
want to wait and see something that you already believe isn't going to happen?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that
For
I
how
didn't believe
long
was
are
gonna
you going to
happen, and it
wait?
happened. I
For how
thought
long are you going to wait?
look, guys. I thought Leicester City was never gonna win that title, but they did. That they did.
Mm-hmm.
I never believed in my wildest dream that when Zidane came into Real Madrid that he's gonna win them the Champions League, let alone three. I never believed that. I never
Mm-hmm.
believed that when Mourinho got sacked, that Antonio Conte is going to come and win Chelsea the title right away. They finished 10th. I never imagined that.
Fair enough.
I never imagined that Sheffield United would come from a promotion and actually do well. And this is football, guys. It changes week by week. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough. Side and like,
So,
okay, we know you love Ole and the United fans. I
hey,
completely understand. I know. So let me come to Tom before I go to Juliet. Tom,
Mm-hmm. Oh, he's come. Where's he got to?
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So what's your take on Ole? Do you still want him out, or you be like, let me give him, because I know for like I said, this United team is not consistent enough to
No, it's
challenge
not.
other teams in terms of winning a Premier League or the league. My worry with United is against big team, they turn up. Man City, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Even when they played Chelsea this year, they didn't. It was like around the 87 or 90 minutes. That's when they started turning up. If not for the good keeper,
Mm-hmm.
Eduardo Mendy, the win we have, we'll have considered 3 or 4 goals. But when they play against lower team like Palace, West Bromwich Albion, Southampton, those teams they humble Istanbul Basaksehir, they humble. So what exactly is it the board, the players or the manager or the tactics in that team is not really working very well? What's going on with them?
Mentality.
Well,
It's
we
still
all we.
mentality, bro.
Oh, well, like I said, I just think everybody can have their own opinion on it. I think every person with a footballing brain can see what the problem is at Man United. Because when you've had 4 managers and nothing's going for you, and you still you've not even come close to challenging for a title, then you can really question things. You've had 4 managers. You've had David Moyes, you've had Louis van Gaal, you've had Jose Mourinho, and now you've had Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. 4 different caliber of managers, 4 different philosophies, plans, ideas, players. And all I can say is this: in 7 years since Sir Alex Ferguson left, and Man United won the title, they've not even come anywhere near challenging for it. Nowhere near challenging for it. Not one season you can honestly say that you challenged for it. Oh, well, you were the closest competitor when City, did the, Centurions in the 17-18 season. Yeah, we came second, but how many points were we still behind them? That was not a title race. That was, a title, I don't even know, flop. Because it wasn't a title challenge at all. But it seems to be whenever we sack a manager, we don't get into the Champions League at the end of the season, and then we'll invest a shite ton of money to go, and then the following season we'll get the Champions League football, but we won't reinvest. Like we've not reinvested this summer. But My main point of view is I think everybody knows Ollie's not going to win a Premier League title, and he's not going to win a Champions League title. The minimum thing he could probably win is an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. That's the minimum thing he could win at Manchester United, if we're being honest about it. You know, top level managers and stuff. You know, if we're being honest, I think Pochettino's been very unlucky. And yeah, you can say it's down to him because he didn't get over the line with his Tottenham teams. But all I'll say is this: if it wasn't for the amazing Leicester City team that Yassir Saeed's just said about, Tottenham would have won that league that year. Tottenham would have won the league that year, 100%. And Pochettino was the manager at the time as well. And that was an even weaker team than what he had built to get to a Champions League final. The man spent no money in 2 years, takes Tottenham from absolutely, the arse end of nowhere in the Premier League, mid-table Premier League team, to playing in Champions League year on year out, to get into challenging in trophies and in major competitions like the Premier League, and then gets to the Champions League final. And still in the summer that he does get to the Champions League final, he still doesn't get backed heavily enough. He wanted players like Bruno Fernandes. He wanted players like Federico Valverde from Real Madrid. They wouldn't have bought him such as Lo Celso. If your manager wants a player, they want the player for a reason. And I think he earned the respect from Tottenham to have bought whoever he wanted. And this is what I'm saying with regards to Manchester United. Manchester United, as of right now, the results have been poor. Yeah, today's result was different. But it seems to be whenever all these jobs are on the line and whenever the rumours start coming up and raking up about other managers, all of a sudden he turns it round and he turns into Prime Sir Alex for some reason. Very, very weird. But no, I just think that to be honest, today was shocking, to be honest. I think if Everton have a better goalkeeper, they have a better day at the office, to be honest. Pickford, I think we all know what the problem is with him. I think if Everton had a better goalkeeper, they'd certainly do a lot better. But I don't think Ollie's the man. I don't. I didn't think that he was the man when he took the caretaker's job and was on this amazing high because it was papering over the full rebuild, what this club's needed for 7 years now. And I think when you've had Mourinho, who's been one of the best managers over the 25 years, when you've had Louis van Gaal, who's experienced, when you've had David Moyes, who at the time was a Premier League proven manager, when all of these managers fail and then your own club legend who knows the club, like above and beyond everybody else, because what he's won and how much he's represented the club, can't achieve, then there's a problem. But there was something that Ollie said, and he said it when he lost 4-0 to Everton at Goodison Park a couple of years back, where he said he's going to be successful. He's going to take this team forward and everything. Well, all I can really say is I look at the team from then till now, to Everton game today. The only thing that I could really say he's achieved is getting top four in a season. That's it. He gets to 3 semi-finals and bottles it. At least minimum get to a final out with the 3. Maybe not win, but get to at least a final. And like I say, I just think, we can have all his own assumptions. These players, if there was getting coached by Guardiola, or they was getting coached by a Klopp, or one of the top managers out there, they would get a better tune out of these players 100%. They would take some of these players from this United team and put them into their own team. Because I'm telling you, at Liverpool, they would love to have a player like Fernandes in midfield, a creative spark from the midfield. They would love to have a player like that. Exactly the same where I think Manchester City would love to have a player like Rashford to have replaced such as Sane. Perfect prime example there. These players, if you put Rashford into a different team, it'd spark. It'd be one of the best players in the league. Exactly the same with such as players like Fernandes, players like Pogba. But all I'm going to say is this. The current situation is bad results, the manager is at fault. It's as simple as that. Because I don't think Ollie should even be here. I said after the Istanbul game, I think he should have gone. For the simple fact of, you have the start to the season that you do, with teams like Crystal Palace. We should have lost to Brighton. They hit the post 5 times and you still managed to win. If that's not luck, I don't know what is. Then you go on to other poor performances. You go on to the absolute shambolic embarrassment that was Tottenham. Then, he covers over that with a couple of wins over Newcastle, PSG, and Leipzig. But all I'll say is this: he's not won a single game at home in the Premier League. From the back end of last year, it's been poor. And all I'll say is this: in terms of key moments, if he didn't have the PSG and Leipzig game wins, he would be sacked 100%. If he would have lost or drawn them games, how he could survive from the start of the season that he had to then would be, it would have been an embarrassment if you would have kept him in there. But I just think that, people can say what they want about Pochettino's weight and then this, that, the other. I think Pochettino can do what he can do I think he'd improve what's happening on the field right now. But in terms of the bigger picture, like the whole rebuild, the whole situation, it's not just a manager. It's not. I think we know it's not a manager. It is. We haven't got any sort of leader from high up. The Glaziers are always going to be there and they don't give a shit about football. Exactly the same with Ed Woodward. You've got nobody who knows football beyond the manager, the coaching staff, and the players. They're the only people that know football and what to do, and how to run the football aspect of a club. That is it.
So let me
You've got
ask
no
you now,
director of football. You've
what
got
you're
nobody.
telling, okay, what you're telling me now is you don't believe Ole can take it forward to the nearest future.
Oh no! Personally, I think Ole will be gone by the end of the season. If I'm being honest, if he carries on the way he is going, he will get sacked. But if he didn't win today, if he'd have lost or drawn today, we wouldn't be sitting here talking. And I'm sick of people who say, give the man time, give the man more money. Well, all I'm going to say
How
is
long?
this.
Okay, let me ask you this now. How long do you think Ole could stay before he fired? December, January, February, March, April, May, or maybe December? Because you guys have a lot of fixtures you haven't played yet. You haven't played Man City. You haven't played Liverpool. Those are the things in which Ole has to show. I am a top. Those matches, if he lose 4-5, 3-4-0, I can tell you guys he's gone. Because those top team are gonna come out of it. Let's take those team out. He's still gonna play Aston Villa. Those kind of big teams that you need to play and win. If Ole doesn't get a point in this team, I'm sorry, he will leave. So how long do you think he can get? January, December, February? He needs to go now.
He should have gone after Istanbul. But if you had to put a time bomb on it, the one thing that I think pisses me off the most is the thing that Ed Woodward would do is he would wait until the end of the season. So then, if he sacks the manager, he doesn't have to pay him out as much money because it's not mid-season. He doesn't have to pay him out. That is the most stingiest thing that he will do. That is what I think, and I think that's what he will do. He'll wait until the end of the season. I don't think it'll be a case of even if Ollie won the league with this United team, I still think he'd be gone because the man who he's wanted for pretty much since he went to Southampton, we all know the man who he wants is Pochettino. Pochettino is the prime person who I think even if Guardiola and Klopp was available, he would still pick Pochettino for the simple reason of he'll work with nothing, he'll work with young players, and that is it. He doesn't expect major backing, but if you give him it, then Pochettino with money is just as good as Guardiola or Klopp with money. That's how I believe it.
To round this up now, let me go to yes. What's your take on the United? Is it the manager? The board? What exactly is going on with it? Do you really think there's gonna be change? Even if the sack will lay, how confident are you that give them Pochettino or give them Nagelsmann or someone else? This can turn around. How long do you give them to become a successful team, which everybody knows? Do you understand?
Oh,
I think he meets him that. Let me go to the park. Yeah, can you hear us?
Hey guys.
Oh, yes. Okay. Now, should I frame my question back?
Hold on, I didn't get your question because the microphone keeps breaking up.
Oh, okay. I said, how long do you give Ole and United for them to be a successful team? Like, do you think Ole is going to be a successful team, or you believe he's not the right manager for them?
No. As far as being the right manager, I think he's the right manager for them. Actually, like being a Chelsea fan. I wouldn't want to say anything like I'm not trying to be biased, right? But I think he's the perfect manager them because first of all, he understands the DNA of them of being a Manchester United player. You know what I'm saying, right? He's someone that played on that is producing for over 15 years, right? No, I don't know how long he played for, right? But he knows just like the same way Lampard is at Chelsea. He knows what he's making in the team, and he's trying to like build the team to his own perfection. So I think even though sometimes one thing about it is that the team is not consistent under him, right? But if you check his result against big teams, he has a perfect result against them. Like when he's playing big teams, it's just some games that is just just like that Champions League game. It's just like some games that he just like it doesn't they don't do much, right? But I think he's the perfect coach for the team, right? Right, because if they're trying to like change the team to go into Pochettino, they might need a whole different setup. Because my Pochettino might come there and say, okay, fine, Rashford will be my striker. Someone else sitting, Marshall will have sitting on the bench. You understand? So I don't think they want that right now because those
That's
guys are
fair.
good.
That's fair enough. So now I think the United debacle is over. Now I think we need to talk about my club.
What?
We've been talking like for the past 1 hour now, so we need to talk about Chelsea. So, but
Yeah, my
before
my
I
boys are
start,
making me proud.
chill. Before I start, I will take it. I think, yeah, the consistency has been there. Blah 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 stuff. I still keep my emotion really low. Not yet. I don't want to go overboard at the moment, but I think the team will be playing very well. Kudos to the manager himself, Frank Lampard, and the players also tuning up. Like, yes, we can say Eduardo Mendes is good. Yes, score for Lampard. Let's see how we're gonna turn up. Sheffield United scored today, the first, and the reaction of this player was fantastic. The way they play, they are pressing, they're scoring ability and everything. If it was last season, I would have loved this match massively. But I can see the reaction, I can see the fight, I can see the leadership and the ability in this team. And I'm proud of in the way they play. I am very happy about the way they play. So let's come to
Mm.
offside now. So give me a rundown of today's match. How was your feeling about the matches? What do you think about the matches? And what most impressed you much about those teams?
First of all, let me just say congratulations to the lads and Lampard. This was a beautiful, fantastic game. Honesty. From start to finish. I mean, unfortunately, we considered that odd goal, but every single person deserves credit. After today's game, I don't have anything to complain about. Nothing whatsoever, or like other days. And I think I'm being forced to withdraw some of the points I made earlier. Calling for Lampard's head and for Lampard to be sacked before December. Maybe that was a knee-jerk reaction.
Yangi is laughing. He's laughing. I'm still gonna
Sorry,
come to you.
you said
I know he's laughing silently. Don't worry.
who is laughing silently?
Niangi. Don't worry. Continue.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, yeah. You see, this is what we want to see. This is what we want to see. Um, this is the Chelsea. When I was talking about the Chelsea that we saw last season against the Chelsea that we are seeing this season, all those sideways, backward passes, and all that, they were not there anymore. I don't want to believe that it was just because of an individual in Hakim Ziyech, because of Hakim Ziyech, that the football has changed drastically in terms of all those sideways and backwards passes and all that. But at the end of the day, I would say it was a beautiful game of football. It was entertaining. In fact, I had a friend that doesn't watch football and has not watched football in years, and but the person claims to be a Chelsea fan. I watched the game with the person, and the person was entertained. The person was entertained and loved the game that was on display. So fantastic for me. I'm happy with the lads. Even with the goal, unfortunately, yeah, but I'll still give them 100%.
So,
100%.
how do you rate Hakim himself, the player himself? Because a lot of talk has been on him a lot. But how do you rate him? Because I said it, if it's fully fit for the whole entire season, it's the player of the season for me. People may argue, people may disagree. If
Who?
it's fully fit,
Who?
he's gonna be the player of the season. Hakim Ziyech is gonna be the player of the season.
Who is going to be player of the season?
So what?
Who
ZH
do you
or
say will be
Pulisic?
player of the season?
Hakim Ziyech. If
I hope he stays fit.
if he's still fit, he's gonna be the player of the season. But
I
like,
hope he stays fit.
give me
If he don't
give
stay
me your
fit,
rating on
you
Akim
know,
Ziyech. How you gonna rate him?
he plays with this air of arrogance, and confidence in himself. And that's what I like the most about him. I understand when some people say Kai Havertz is very confident, he plays like Ozil and all that. But if you give me Kai Havertz style of play, give me Hakim Ziyech, I'll pick Hakim Ziyech all day long. There is a difference. The guy knows what he can do. He knows his ability. He trusts in himself and he delivers. But there was one of my notice. I noticed that he was sending a couple of wayward crosses. I don't know if you guys saw it in the game as well.
Yeah, I saw the. There's one sitter also in with him. Movena missed in the first half. When he was, yeah, yep. So continue. So he's saying something.
So, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. We're there. We can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. So I noticed those wayward crosses now and then, and I feel like, as he keeps adjusting, the best attitude I noticed and I liked about it was that for every time he made the wrong cross or an incomplete pass or something, he was visibly upset with himself. You get me? So he's not used to the attitude of passing the ball and missing, or that kind of thing. That was the fight. That was the attitude I wanted to see, and that was what I got from him. I wouldn't disagree with you if you say, he would be the player of the season at the end of the season. But I would just hope he stays fit. Honestly, as I said last time, you guys will criticize me. I know you won't agree with me. But I feel like these last 2 games, we've not missed Kai Havertz. The game has been faster. The midfield has been faster. The transition has been faster.
Oh,
We've not missed Kai Havertz.
oh,
One
come
final thing.
Don't
Sorry.
let me go. That's
Sorry. I
that's
I
the
I
Nigerian
I
thing.
Come
I know
on,
I know I'm
offside,
right now.
offside, come on,
I swear
offside.
I'm said
Don't
it.
let me go there.
Hey,
Wait
That is
now.
that's
hey,
Wait.
that's like
I
offside.
that's
said
like
Me.
that's
I
a lot
prefer.
of
No. I'm not joking. There's this thing including when it comes to marking for the ball,
oh, that's
retrieving the
okay.
ball and all that. Sometimes he notices the ball and he relaxes. One final thing, I don't know if you guys are going to touch on it. One thing I liked most about the game was the fact that both our two strikers scored, attackers and defenders were scoring. If
Yep.
you remember last season we were too reliant on strikers.
Yep.
Last season we used to have conversations and we talk about where would the goals come from. Midfielders were not shooting, they weren't
And
scoring,
there's
and we are
somebody we have
blaming the
not been
strikers.
all Chelsea fans have not been rating that is Thiago Silva. He has been massively improved that defense. Massive improvement. Thiago Silva. He has
Oh
improved
yeah,
that
yeah, absolutely.
massive
He doesn't
improvement
play
again
like
in
he's
that defense.
36.
Doesn't play like that. He has improved that defense massively. We just have to go to Lampard and the board entirely, like for getting those players and making them deal together as a team. It will take time for them to play as a team, but like we are seeing just what we want to see. But like I said, it will take time. It will take consistency to show. Now show it against Tottenham, Man City, and those kind of big team. Let's see how forward you can go. But it's been good, though. So let me come to Sahid. So, what's your take on the Chelsea match today? Who were you most impressed about? Hakim Ziyech, Oglonte, and everybody. Who were you most interested about? Like, how impressed were you with the performance today?
For me, it's to be honest, Hakim Ziyech, I knew he was good, but I know he was very good. He had a very good game. But for me, what's very impressive about Chelsea is I was look you look at Chelsea, you look at what are the weakness, and the weakness originally was the defense. So for me, what I thought Reece James played well, and I feel like Reece James brings another threat to you guys because this guy can shoot the ball, this guy can cross the ball. Then you have a player that can also do that things over at Chilwell, who scored the goal today. Man, like that goal that Chilwell scored. I mean, beautiful ball by Ziyech where he crossed the ball, and Chilwell now has his second goal, and it's it's just like this. Your defenders are scoring, your defenders are defending. Mendy looks like an unbelievable goalkeeper. It looks like
You get the juju from Africa, from Senegal. I need to give that to Letu so you can use that juju.
it's just that the difference between him and I mean, there's a lot of difference, but the thing that's so
Don't mention
glaring,
that. Don't mention that guy, please. Just don't
yeah,
mention his name.
the
Please
thing that's
don't
so
mention his name,
glaring
please.
is how Mendy seems like a force in goal. You know, like there a striker should like when a striker like goes and tries to attack the goal and stuff like that. If he's worried about the goalkeeper, then that puts pressure on the striker or the forward players. Like Mendy just looked like a force. He comes out commanding. Um, I just feel like he's so very he's really lifted this Chelsea defense, and then it also gives. So one thing people don't understand is like when you have a good defense, that gives confidence to the attacking players. It doesn't put too much, pressure on them. They can play free. Like Chilwell can go attack, Reece James can go attack because they know who's playing with Thiago Silva today. Was it
Kozuma.
And Kozuma and what you call it? You have Kozuma and you have Thiago. They in front of them you had a balanced midfield, something that Lampard finally has figured out. You have Kovacic and Conte in there. Well, unbelievable. You can have whoever you want to have. Today I think it was Mount, but you can have Kai Havertz in front of them. It doesn't matter. But you need is I feel like Lampard. And the thing with Chelsea fan is you guys are very happy. But the thing that scares you guys is Lampard. Do not change the team. Stick with this team.
I
This
think
team is very
he has been
balanced.
consistent though. He's been consistent for the past 4 matches. He's been
No,
consistent.
that's what
So
I'm saying. But is okay. Stick with this team. You have a striker with Tammy Abraham. Then you have Timo Werner on one side. You have Kim Ziyech on the other side. It works. It works perfectly. It's very perfectly balanced. Beforehand, he had Mont on the wing, and he had he had what you call it Werner. Werner can play as a striker, but I feel like he's really good from the left because he actually you guys need to play Tammy Abraham a lot because like the guy is a player. There's a really good
he
player
has
in
improved
there.
a lot. He has
There's a
massive
very
improved. I won't lie,
there's
he
a
has
good
improved a lot.
yeah, there's a good player in there. He scored today, and he saw the plays very good. The way he lets the other player come into play. I mean, the guy, and he's a strong too. He's a strong striker where he can actually battle against the defenders. So I feel like overall it was very impressive. Um, and for me, I always knew that Chelsea had a good team because of the summer you guys had. It's all about making sure these players stay fit. Ziyech, Pulisic is injured right now, so make sure your crucial players are fit. Thiago Silva, all them guys, like because if Chelsea has a healthy team throughout the season, then man, you guys could do damage, man.
So let me put this now. If those players you are mentioning are fit, how long can Chelsea go in the Premier League and the Champions League?
Sorry.
If those players are fit, those players you mentioned are fully fit, no injury, how long can Chelsea go in the Premier League?
Abdullah, I can't hear you. You like I
Yeah,
Yeah, Abdullah, we can't hear you.
I can barely hear you.
I can't hear you. You're not audible at all.
Oh, okay. What up now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
You're
Oh,
back.
okay. I said, with those players you mentioned, like Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech getting fully fit, how long can Chelsea go in the Champions League?
Oh man, I mean, I just really depend. The Champions League is more had to do with a little bit of luck because like it depends on like in terms if you finish in top of your group and who you play. Because I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot of good teams in the Champions League. I don't, regardless of what anyone says, a lot of these teams are very flawed. Other than like maybe Bayern Munich,
That's the team I don't want to face.
Liverpool,
That's the team I don't want to face. That's the team I don't want to
Liverpool.
play.
Liverpool and Bayern Munich. Other than those two teams, um, and those two teams, I don't know. There's not a lot of good teams where you're like, you know what? I'm scared of that team. Chelsea's a good team. I mean, I don't know how far you guys are gonna get, but if you guys finish top of your group, I can see you guys going as at least quarterfinals, if not semifinals. Because I don't think there's that many good teams out in the Champions League.
Fair enough, fair enough. So what's your take on Chelsea performance today? Who are you most impressed about? Like, and how long do you think Chelsea can go forward in the EPL and the Champions League? Go for it.
Yeah, I can't lie. I didn't watch the game. Like, I'm just watching the highlights back now. But yeah, Ziyech looks impressive, doesn't he? What a player! And also, like, what's
So
it called? So, sorry, yeah, continue.
yeah, how long do you think Chelsea can go forward in terms of the EPL and the Champions League? Like, if these players are fully fit, like how long do you think it can go?
I mean, if they're all fit, then they have to finish top four minimum. Like, not in top four, probably top three. I don't think they can challenge yet, but we can see. Let's see what happens as the season goes on. We're still early, right? So see what happens. But in Champions League, I don't know how because like in Champions League, your defense always gets exposed, doesn't it? Especially last season, like you can't go far in Champions League without like a stable back four. Like the goalkeeper's brilliant, right? But like the centre backs, like you
Mm-hmm.
need at least one like dominant centre back to go forward, like in Champions League.
Yep,
So yeah, that's
that's
what.
true.
I'd say probably like I'm not trying to be harsh, but like maybe quarters max for this Chelsea team right now.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. So, Mr. Nyangi, I know you have insight because you've been the one like give this team time, give this player patience,
Thank you very much.
give Frank Lampard time, give this person time. That's why I'm coming last to you. So I know like I've been on Lampard. I'm
Okay.
not saying Lampard out. What my issue with Lampard was like play the right player on the right position. Then we're not gonna have an issue. But when I see you play Mason Mount on the lead, I'm gonna question your decision. And later I realized okay, maybe because this player has not been fit enough and he has no them to play them. I get it. But you have Callum on the bench, and I realized Callum has not been informed that much. So I can understand the reason he's been playing Mason Mount on the wing. I can completely understand that. So I think fans were too much, maybe reactionary too much on the manager's lot. Maybe we need to chill and just calm down and see how far we can go with this players and the team. But fair enough, I'll take my head on Lampard. I will take my head on. Let's just keep backing him and keep us supporting him. Mostly the club and the manager. Let's just keep supporting him. So, Mr. Nyangi, for you, the performance of today, how impressed you? Who mostly impressed you more? And how far can we go in the Champions League and the APL?
So before I jump into that, let me quickly ask you: do you think Allegri is still coming to Chelsea now?
Put me on the spot, I beg. Let's continue. Don't
Anyways,
put me on the spot, I beg.
anyways, today was a good game, another interesting game. I mean, I've always said it right from time. Like this man needs time. We needed time for the team to gel. When you get in new players like this, it's not just going to be gung ho immediately. You expect them to know it is football. They need time to be able to relate with each other. We can see the improvement. We can see the synergy between James and Zayet now. James no longer plays back that much again the way he does initially because he has an attacking minded forward who is playing with him. So it transcends to you positively. Transcends to you. Your game would have to improve when you start playing like that. For me, I would not pick out one person. I think I would pick the defense once again, generally, because aside the goal, after the goal, which you couldn't blame anybody for, you realize that Sheffield, it was difficult for them to get it past our defense. Thiago was solid, Zuma solid as well. You know, what's his name? James on the right, this guy on the left. Very solid defense. That is what we have been lacking since last season, and it's good that we are seeing the improvement right now. 5 games, just 1 goal conceded. I mean, what more do you want for a team? We talked about Mendy, the confidence that this guy oozes. I've said it when he's holding on to the ball and attackers are coming towards him, he's not jittery. So even if the attackers are, they also see that this guy is confident, so they will not be able to rush at you, unlike the previous goalkeeper. Mendy is confident. He know he's holding the ball. He knows who he wants to give the ball to, and he will give the ball to the person. That is the improvement that I've seen in this team. Ziyech, what can you say about Ziyech? Everyone knew him. Everyone knows what he can do on his day, with barring any injury. Solid player. Another, I would say, 9/10 performance from him today again. His crosses are crazy. His crosses are crazy. Do I think he will be the player of the season? I mean, it's left to be seen because other players can still come up. The season is still long. We're not in December. We still have 5 or 6 extra months to go. We all know how well Pulisic can be. And another thing you fail to realize also is goal scorers always matter a lot. So if Zayech keep assisting and one person keep getting the goals at the end of the season, Renner might just be the player of the year. But we're not taking anything away from Zayech. Wonderful performance. The second assist that he had today, I actually wanted James to take that free kick. So I was like, he won't do anything with it, but man, the guy shut me up again. His eye for passes are solid. They're solid 100%. And like Offside said, he has this air of arrogance. He's smiling like he's enjoying what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do, and he's doing it. The thing is working for him. So that's the sweet thing. The sweet thing about having Ziyech in the team. My only fear right now for this team is that the two players that are out injured, how well can they fit him into this team when they get back? Will the
And
synergy still be there?
Kai Havertz is not a problem though. He just has COVID-19, so he's been fitting well.
Is a problem. Here's where I feel the problem is because when he comes in, where is he going to slot into?
And it's gonna play in between because he's playing in a
You,
center
you
between
see what's happening?
Mason
You're
Mount.
basically finally agreeing with what I said. Because if the team is
Yeah,
playing,
I got your
if
point. That's fine. I got
if
your
he has
point.
been contributing so well, so when he becomes ready and available, he's slotting. But the team is playing very well, beautiful football, getting lots of
That's the
goals.
thing. The team is
So
playing
where would he? That means he. I don't use the word, but I mean you get my point.
break that team. They say you don't change the winning team. So are you going to change it for him when he gets back? Pulisic, we all know how wonderful he is on his day. When he gets back, is he going to take that position from Werner? It's left to be seen. Those are the little key positions that I'm a little bit skeptical about right now. Because in as much as we have been doing well in these last 5 games, one thing I have noticed after we make substitutions, it's like we always lose it. It's like they don't know what they want to play. They're just there. It happened today again. From the 70th minute when we made our substitutions, Sheffield started coming at us. So that's that strength is no longer there. That idea of what they want to do is no longer there. The only advantage we have is that in the first 60 minutes, they have killed the game. So we have the extra edge. But what if it's a close game? What if it's a 1-0 game that we're leading? Do you bring in these people and there's no effectiveness up front again? That is
I
my
think
little fear right now.
That's what Lampard needs to work on. Be quicker and be
Exactly.
mm-hmm.
That's my fear right now. The two things that I'm
Yeah,
scared of.
yeah.
The two players out because they have to play. Havertz has to play when he gets back. When he comes back, would he slot in? Would he fit in? Do you want to sit Mount for him? Or do you want to sit Kovacic for him? Let's not forget these guys are playing well right now. Number two is substitutions. How well do they hold on after they come on? I am always scared that at that point in time, the last 20 minutes of our games, I've always been scared. But people are not seeing it yet because we're scoring goals. So we
I'm
need
also
to
saying it.
focus
I
on
think
that.
it's all about time. Lampard will work on that. Maybe with time goes on, it will work on that because I think what I notice is after maybe 60, 70, Lampard wants always want to kill the match like 70 above. Let's just enjoy ourselves. Play what we want to play. That's the key. But for that to
That's what
happen,
I'm saying.
you need to
Yes,
score.
You have to remember that substitutions depends on how they play. Chelsea was playing well. The players were enjoying themselves. There is international break, and a couple of these players, may not will have more time to rest. No need per se. If the game is going well and there's nothing to rush or there's no Champions League midweek or something, you can just keep playing the players. Let them have fun. In fact, it got to a point. I think it was when Chelsea was leading 3-1. I think Ziyech maybe missed chances and all that. You could see him smiling. He was enjoying
smiling.
himself.
Yeah,
He was enjoying the game.
yeah.
It was more. It was entertainment. So football is not always about when they are struggling to get goals or get the result. There are times that even after you've gotten the result you want, you let the players feel comfortable and enjoy the game as long as they are not tired, as long as and everything is still working
But my point is, hope complacency would not set in. There are days we will not score more than one goal.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
Though. So
scoring goals
we need
now, fine, we're
to be more
enjoying it.
clinical.
But
That's
when we
I
start
understand
scoring
it.
one goal,
I understand it. So I think it's all about it's with time though. The team are kind of gelling up together. It's all about time. Once the team are getting us together, those things will happen. You just have to understand that it's a work in progress and work in process. We will get there. I believe so.
and I
We will.
still have this 1% issue, a very tiny issue with Werner and that position.
Yeah, I think
How
it's
effective
more suited
is
as
he
a
in
striker. More, I keep saying it's more of a striker, not a
exactly?
striker for me.
Because I kept saying this when I saw his video, his games in Germany, and I'm like, Germany play a high defense, so he has that ability to run, counter attack. But in England, yeah, where they play the low block, you have teams that are parking the bus. They will not give you the opportunity to run.
Look at the goal he
If
scored.
you
In this
notice,
space, look at the goal he scored in this space. Look at it. Look at
exactly,
look
it's
at.
because he got that space.
Mm-hmm.
But every time he's on the left, immediately the ball goes to him. There are two defenders on him immediately.
Exactly.
There are
So I
two
think
defenders on
the
him.
issue is we need to make sure politics is fit. Once politics is fit, we will see understanding between Timo Werner, Pulisic, and Hakim Ziyech. It has to be fit. That's my worry. That's gonna be my next topic. But let's just continue.
So, what was I saying? Okay, yeah, that is another issue that I'm still bothered about. What can he bring in something different when playing against teams that don't come out? Because I mean, there are still so many other clubs that would play against and they would sit at home. They would not come out at us. What can he do at that point in time? Do you play Pulisic instead, or do you switch and use Callum Odoi? If he can just get those things right, trust me, for this season, fortunately for us, even in the Champions League, we're in a very good group, a group that I believe we would come out tops. If all things go our way, we'll come out top. This team has squad depth. This team has quality. I see this team can go far. But let's not forget it's the Champions League. Champions League is not a child's play.
Absolutely.
It's not a child's play. You
When you
need
talk
years
about a
together.
team, when we the last time I felt confident or comfortable about Chelsea's squad, in the sense that it's not about the first 11, but you also have good enough capable bench, was in the days of Frank Lampard, Kalu, Anelka. That was the last time.
In
But
in the early
currently,
20s,
our bench is so strong. Our bench, and even those that don't bench, is so strong that I can't imagine
You're
how
already forgetting the captain is not
how
even
bad it
playing.
could go. When we have a bench that we can afford to bring in a player like Kovacic from the cold, which I don't know. I hope we can talk about his performance in the course of this conversation. We can afford to bring Kovacic after a while from the cold. We have a player like Kante. We have Jorginho. Yeah, he may not be all that here and there, but I mean, he's still a player that can contribute
I
and
mean,
make
Aspi is not playing. People
we
are
have
not even
Pulisic.
noticing.
He saves a lot.
Aspilicueta is not even playing. But I think
He's not playing.
Kudus has to go to Lampard because he has improved Reece James massively. He has improved him a lot. It's much better now in defending one-on-one. Unlike
Who is
before,
much better?
I think Reece James is much better. Like when you go one-on-one with him,
Yes.
it's very calm. And confident. He doesn't go too much out. He was like, you want to go with me? Let's run. You want to run with me? Let's go together. You're going to get tired. It's more focused. I think it's because he has around him. Maybe that's the reason that confidence. Because when an attacker go with him, you see Kante following that attacker. You see Ziyech following, like, oh, 3 players on one player. So when he gets the ball, immediately to contact back to Ziyech, back to Reece James, and boom, cross. That's that. I think that doesn't play fast attacking football. No time to waste. I think that could be the way forward going forward is good, but I think credit has to be given to Lampard. He has improved those teams, and there have been some changes in those teams which impressed me a lot. You just have to keep going forward. I'm not happy because of the international break. I hope we don't have international break. Just keep matches keep going on like this. Well, what can we do?
Abdullahi,
They have to go for international break, so I can understand. I can completely understand.
Abdullahi, I have to go, man. Thank you for having me on, man.
No worries, man.
Have a good one, guys.
All right.
Good
All right, in a
conversation.
bit.
All right, bye, guys.
Mm-hmm. So before I go on to the next topic, do you guys have anything you want to say about the matches, or we just go on the next one?
Yeah, I say we move on.
Okay. I think, guys, we need to have a conversation about the Pulisic. I've been thinking about some stuff because his injury has been a lot of worry for me now as a Chelsea fan. I think the same problem happens to him also when he was in Borussia Dortmund. He played, I think, 75% of the matches was injury. He didn't play that much for Dortmund because of his injury problem and everything. So, my question to the Chelsea panel is, do you guys think we're the replacement for Pulisic because of his injury issues? or we just have to wait till it's fully fit. Because if things keep going on this way, it keep getting injured, there will be a situation where Chelsea Lampard will be like, Marina, I need a replacement for Christian. It's too many injuries. I need a player that will play his position. Or do you guys just still we need to wait on Pulisic to get fully fit? Let me come to offside for us. Are you worried about Pulisic injury, or do you think a replacement needs to be made for him?
No,
Offside, you
I
there?
think I think it's too early to talk about a replacement for
Mm-hmm.
Messi. The guy just joined the club a little over a year ago. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's too early for that. Injuries have been his worry, and hopefully, what to say about that? Hopefully, it will be a thing of the past. He's still young. He has so many years ahead of him, and his talent is not in question. Do you get me? So I think it's fair at this point to start questioning him or even talking about replacing him. You cannot replace him. He's a talent on his own. Do you get? He spends a lot of money on him.
But the
Instead of getting
injury
a
issue,
long term.
does it worry you? Is injury issue, does it worry you as a
Of
fans?
course, absolutely worries me. It worries me because I feel like it's years going.
Go ahead. We can hear you. Continue.
Yeah, so I feel like it's a worry. It's a worry. Because we've not seen the best. I don't think he has played up to 5 games. Can you hear me?
No, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think he
it's
has
better
only
now.
played 32
I
matches,
don't think
and the rest has been injuries. I think
consecutively.
32 matches or something like that. The rest of
No,
it
I
has been
mean
injury. That's
consecutively
my
for
worry.
Chelsea. Played 5 games consecutively for Chelsea, and it
Yeah,
means that Chelsea is basically robbing Chelsea fans of what we can see from him. But the conversation around replacing him, I think, is still early and premature. The guy is obviously talented. He's still young. He's still very young. So to be unfair, it's not his doing. You get it's not his doing that he keeps getting injured. At least the injuries come in the line of duty. So
exactly.
time.
So what I mean by replacement is because I understand the injury, and maybe we can maybe get somebody in case injury issues comes in. Then when it comes out, if there's a competition about him, the confidence about this player will come up, because when you know when I get injured, this person is gonna take my spot. Then you have all this kind of. I understand the injury comes in, but I think as a fans we're gonna be worried about Pulisic because he's a very fantastic player. But
You
fair
can
enough.
sign a player that does not have injury history. The person will come and get injured,
Yeah,
get
that's
one
true.
one injury and stay out for some, and never the same again.
Mm-hmm.
So you just never know. There is no
That's true.
assurance.
So you want to
You just
be
have to be
a little
patient.
bit new. Okay, I got you. So, Park, what's your take on Christian Pulisic? Do you think we need to just calm down with his injury stuff, or we need to sign a replacement for him?
No, you definitely need to give him time. Like he was brilliant before like the injury, so like I'd be giving him a lot of time. It takes a while to come back from an injury, especially for like someone as young as him. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just give him time and like let him like if at the end of the season like he hasn't really like picked up his level, maybe you sign someone else. But like for now, at least going into December and January, like he shouldn't really go for anyone else. Give him
Mm-hmm.
time to come back.
Fair enough. So, Niangi, what's your take on Christian Pulisic? Because as a fan, the injury could worry we fans. But do we just calm down on Pulisic? Let him heal. Let him be 100% fit. The Pulisic we saw last year, maybe there's a replacement on the card. Maybe, just maybe they're thinking about, okay, if this keep continuing, I think that we're gonna go into the market and get someone. Or maybe it's too early for that. What's your take on that? Nyanga, you there? Nyanga, you there?
Hello, Miyangi.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
yeah, we can hear
I
you. We
can
can
hear
hear
you
you.
Yeah, we
guys.
can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I said, unfortunately, injuries are part of football. I mean, it's a contact sport and it's a physical game, so injuries can happen at any point to anybody. You get. Unfortunately, players like Pulisic would have the tendency to get injured more because of their style of play. He's small, the kind of player that dribbles. He dribbles a lot. The balls are always in between his legs.
so they get more tackles than every other player. If you look at him, then you look at Marco Reus also at Dortmund, similar style of play, very skillful, but you always get the kick. And unfortunately, they have fragile bones. Their bones are not as strong as other players. So the injuries would always occur. However, I think for him as a person, he's the one that would now remodel his game. You don't have to jump into every tackle. I remember his first game after he came back from injury. There was one 50-50 ball that he jumped into. And I screamed. I was like, what's wrong with you? You're just coming back from injury. You should be running from that kind of tackle. Don't be going into such tackles again. Pulisic is the kind of player that will jump into every ball. Look at his last goal that he scored in the Champions League also. The turning and all those things, those are the things that affect him. But like Offside said, he's a young player. He will still keep growing. The bones are there. He will mature in his game. I think it's too early to call that we should start looking for another player to replace him. He's a solid talent. He's a joy to watch any day, anytime. If only he can stay fit. Lampard needs to work on him to get the fitness. If he can get fit, we have a red gem in our hands, and that boy would play well for Chelsea.
Wow. Because I've been thinking about like his injury work has been a little bit of being a fan. I'm like, if this guy keep getting injured like this, I think we need to have a conversation about Pulisic himself. But fair enough, he's still young. I can understand that, and I kind of understand. We just have to give him time for him to be like fully fit, 100% ready, and so we can see the best
You
Pulisic
have a
we've ever.
point also, though. You have a point because modern day football, there
Mm-hmm.
nobody gives you time again. Nobody wants you to sit down for that long. Everybody wants to see someone play. So when you keep going in and out of injury, the board will start like, let's get somebody else
Yeah, the board will be
who
thinking
would
like,
get fit.
I think there's everything
Yes,
to be
I
made. So
I get your point. So it's left to him to see how well he will stay fit this season. If he
Mhm.
goes in and out again, I'm scared the board might just start looking for another
Exactly.
substitution for
Question.
him.
Yeah, that part they be like, okay,
I think
we need the
that's
replace.
too early. That would be too early. Come on, the squad is already.
Continue. Mm-hmm.
The squad is already the squad is
You mean
already. Can you hear me?
complete? Or yeah, we can hear you. We can hear
Yeah,
you.
the,
Yeah.
the squad is already should I say busy, or there are so many players already. So I don't think, especially with Hudson Odoi playing, the club would rather get rid of Hudson Odoi, or would get rid of Hudson Odoi first before they talk about replacing Christian Pulisic. That's what I feel.
I
The
disagree
guy has.
with that. Why do I hold on? I disagree because two reasons. One, Odoi is an English player,
Mhm.
so you won't get rid of him easily like that, and it's an academy product. You look at all the quota and all those things; those are part of the reasons why they keep young players like that. Number two, if Pulisic keeps getting injured, so Odoi will be the backup player, substitute player to come in. Do you want to keep Odoi as your main player when Pulisic is injured? No, you have to get
What
another
what I'm
player to
trying to
come in.
say is, I know all these things you're saying. Although he's an English player, he's academy graduate, this and that. I know how that affects or gives him the edge and advantage to keep staying at the club. My point, using him as an example, was basically trying to tell you how difficult, what the odds are of Chelsea actually getting him as things are now. Chelsea will not get. The guy is young. He just came in. I don't think if they want to get rid of him, I think they'd rather get rid of him for some other reason that is not, um, footballing reasons, or injury reasons. So I think it's still too early. He has the time.
I understand you. So I don't remember this stuff. I think I'm not sure. When is the Nations Cup? Is it next year or 2022? When is the Nations Cup?
It's
The
supposed to be
Nations
next year.
Is it next year or
It's supposed to be
2022?
next year, but because of the corona issue, I think they are looking to push it to 2022.
So because the reason I'm saying that, because if the Nations Cup is next year, we can go because we have too much about that player in our team that are going for Nations Cup. There's gonna be a replacement like January. So that's what I'm thinking. When is the Nations Cup? Is it this year or next year? Because I'm not really sure. I haven't checked the date yet. I'm not really sure. I'm not really seeing the Nations Cup qualifier match for 2021. So when I'm not sure when exactly is it gonna be before the World Cup or after the World Cup?
I think it will remain in January, so it will be before the World Cup.
Because World Cup is 2022. World Cup is I think the Qatar World Cup is 2022 is I think December, January or November, December. I'm not sure. It's one
Did
month.
you say AFCON? AFCON will not be January. You know they moved it back. They moved it back
So
to the summer.
they move back to the summer. So it's gonna be 2022.
I think I can't remember the year, but I know they moved it back to. I know they moved it back to the summer. Yes.
There is summer. So that should be 2022 then, 2021. Maybe can someone just check to see when exactly is the Nations Cup AFCON?
I'm checking right now. It's in January, February 2022. So like
It's
like
2022? Oh,
like 12 months. Yeah.
wow. So it's gonna be played after the World Cup.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be before the World Cup. World Cup's gonna be like later that year.
Wow. So I think let's talk about the final topic a little bit. So guys, let me come to offside first. Who do you rate most in the Chelsea team this moment? Is it Thiago Silva coordination in the team or Eduardo Mendy himself? How composed he has been as a goalkeeper? Who do you most likely rate in this kind of performance in which Chelsea have been putting out, despite conceding goals against Southampton and West Brom? Who will you give more credit? Is it Thiago Silva or Eduardo Mendy?
For Chelsea, I would say I don't know. This is a difficult one. This is a difficult one, but I want to give it to Mendy. For the for two reasons, right? One reason being that since he came, he has conceded next to nothing goals, right? And while Silva, on the other hand, while Kepa was there, he was conceding goals. You get the math I'm doing now. Now, on the other hand, we've literally seen games. We've literally seen what's his name, Mendy, make brilliant saves. So we've literally seen Mendy make saves that saved the game. You get?
Yeah.
We've seen him make saves that otherwise would have been a goal, Chelsea conceding a goal or Chelsea losing. You get me? So those little differences were what helped Chelsea come out with clean sheets. Well, what helped Chelsea come out or finish setting games with clean sheets and all that. So I think he has been, he has made more mark than Thiago Silva. I can't think of any error or any mistake he made that resulted in Chelsea conceding. But you remember the mistake Thiago Silva made in the very first game? Resulted in Chelsea dropping 2 points or contributed in Chelsea dropping 2 points. So I'll certainly pick Mendy. Yes.
Okay, let me go back first. Who do you give credit to the Chelsea? Is it Thiago Silva, the captain, or Eduardo Mendy, the goalkeeper?
Oh, it's Manny by a mile, isn't it? Like Manny is such an upgrade on Kepa that it's noticeable from the off.
Don't mention Kepa, please. Don't mention Kepa, please.
But to be fair, we have to mention him to just show how good Mandy's been. Like, what a goalkeeper!
Wow. So you go for Eduardo Mendy?
Yeah, because he's built for the Premier League, unlike Kepa. Like Kepa's he's like what 6 foot 6'1". Like, yeah, this defender's strikers taller than him.
I'm not sure. I think
If he's 6 foot, he doesn't look like it. Let's be real.
Damn. Wow. So you go for Eduardo Mendy?
Yeah, by a mile. Yeah.
Okay, enough. So let me come to this now. So who do you give credit to? Is it Thiago Silva or Eduardo Mendy?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, who do I give credit to? I mean, I would. It's more like a collective effort, in my opinion. Right? It's the Silva. You have Silva. You have Mendy. You have the new defensive coach too, Anthony Barry.
Yeah.
You have that guy too there. So it's more like collective effort, in my opinion.
So it's a collective between Thiago Silva, the Chelsea
new defensive coach. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Mendy too. Yeah.
Wow. So Niami, so let me come to you. Mendy, Thiago Silva.
think I agree with the last guy. I think it would be unfair to give all the credit to one person without giving the others that he has mentioned. I mean, Thiago is 36. Let's not forget,
Mm-hmm.
coming into the English league, a perceived difficult league, and he's still giving his all at this stage. Other players come into this league and they just fall off, and you'll be like, wow, he's finished, he's dead, he's down, he's gone, he's past his legs. Everyone expected that he should be past his legs at this point in time, and he's playing way beyond his age, way below his age. I mean, you look at him sometimes and you don't even you wouldn't believe he's 36. This guy can still give you 2 solid years if he continues with the way he's going like this. And also, Mendy, I mean, he was supposed to be a backup goalkeeper when he came. I mean, a replacement for Kepa
Do you
when he
just back
came
up
in.
to
So
Anita
there,
Balaga?
no, a replacement. I corrected myself. A replacement. So there
I
was
Bro,
was
no
not
I,
like
I
much.
was about to attack you for that one.
me. I was like,
No, no, no.
did I just say the back up? I was like, back up where?
A replacement for Kepa. I mean, there was no much buzz about him. There was no much hype. It was just okay. Just come and help us until we probably get something better. But in the few games that he's getting, he's managed to convince everybody. I mean, you can see the way cameras are always on him. The pundits, everyone is talking positive about him. You know, a player that has come with no hype, no stardom, no nothing, and he has held his own. Like I said previously, the confidence that he oozes when the way he coordinates his back line. The goal we considered today, we couldn't blame him. You know, he has saved this side so many times, so many goals that we would have considered last season. We can see him saving it now, and we realize how bad the previous keeper was. Kepa, Mendy has shown us how bad the previous keeper was. So, it would be unfair to just give one person his credit without giving the other. So, for me, I'll give it to both of them.
So collective effort, right? So the coaching crew.
Collective efforts.
Hmm. That's fair enough. That's
Anthony
fair enough.
Barry, definitely.
That's fair enough. Do you guys have anything you wanna add to it? Because at the moment I hate international break. I don't like the international break at all. I don't. Me, I don't like it at all. At all. At all. At all. At all. At all. No.
You're not the only one.
I don't like international break. Me, hell, no, no.
I
I've
don't think
said it
anybody
before.
likes.
I
Go
hate
on.
when a team is already I hate when a team is already in motion like this, and the next thing is a break, and one has to travel to Brazil, one is coming to Africa, one is going to Asia. It scatters the manager's plans, it scatters the players' psyche. You know, they come back tired, then you have to it's like you're starting afresh again, and all it is negative. But unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. Every one of them have to play for their country also. Country football also matters. So it's up
Please,
to the
can they just
manager.
cancel those friendly match they usually play? I beg, team rest now. Can they just cancel that those friendly match they usually play? Let's understand. Okay, we will know if it is qualifier match, Nations Cup, World Cup, Euro, Copa America. We will know that. But why they will they be playing friendly matches? Just cancel that friendly match. Too many injuries, too many viruses. This thing has to stop, man. I don't like international break, man. I don't like it. I
But
don't
even
like
if
it.
they cancel the friend dates,
But
the Euro League
there
is
are
also
no. I
there.
don't think. Well, I don't think there are friendly games. Is at least for UEFA.
Mm-hmm.
But UEFA is
It's the
now
Euro
UEFA,
League.
and
Yeah.
even for Africa now it's AFCON qualifier. So it's not a friendly match. I don't know what other continents are doing or other confederations are doing. But one thing I do know is that for this international break, it's not for friendlies.
Yeah.
Friendlies, yeah.
So do you guys have anything you want to add to this? Or
Please, I just want to say something. You know,
mm-hmm.
the other day I was talking about Lampard, talking about him not lasting in the club, him leaving in December. Fine, the last 2 games Chelsea has played really well. But one thing that we also have to think about is when it gets to facing certain kind of opposition, right? Would
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea would Lampard know the right thing to do? You know, bring the right players to field, right? He has been playing with Conte. I mean, from the last game, he took Conte and brought him to the position that many of us have been wanting him to play in. Now, how long would that last? Do you understand? Why can't Lampard just continue with this and not give people heartbreak? Leave Mount in that number 8 position. partnering with someone else, and that will continue being the best results or best performance Chelsea will continue seeing. I don't know why tomorrow now you drop him, play someone else, try something else. It's frustrating
I
to
think
watch.
we need a proper DM. That's why I think that's what I do for Declan Rice. But how good is Declan Rice
What
himself?
do you mean by proper DM? Kante is doing whatever the job is. He's doing it very
Kante,
well.
Kante is as a DM, but we don't know he's not a DM. Everybody knows it's just a
But he's doing the job well.
yes.
He's doing
But
the
that's
job
my
well. We
my
don't
reason.
I mean,
we don't need a
I mean,
sitting DM.
I think we're gonna bring in this guy for me. The process that's
Right.
gonna get so Jorginho is going for sure.
Yeah.
I think we'll probably bring in the Rice. It's gonna be a Rice and Jorginho. So
But
Rice and Kante. But so far, Kante, I mean, I don't
why?
know
Okay.
why people want to criticize
Why?
Kante so much. Like this guy,
Why do we even need a Declan Rice? We've been
Exactly.
keeping that
That is my
clean
issue.
sheet.
That is my problem.
As based on the way things have been the past
yeah,
couple
we
of
do
games,
see
the
we
problem
do
is not the
see.
DM position. The
See, this,
goalkeeper has solved these things. The defenders have solved
it
these
is,
things.
yeah. See, it
So,
is the game
so
against
Kante,
Southampton. The game against Southampton, that game was very, very open. If you watch that game was like that game was fine for a DM, and they see all these coaches they rectify what they have to do. I think he's not going for they're going to go for that guy in general. I think we're going to go
Let
for
me
a
ask you a
DM because
question.
one thing is if
I
you think about it, Kante is not
you know,
even a natural DM, but he can play there.
It's a box
He's
to
not a
box. It's
natural
not a
DM.
natural DM. It's a box to box.
Yeah,
It's a box to box.
but he can play there very well. But you
Mm-hmm.
need someone else that sits that okay, he's gonna say yeah, this I have to sit. You need some Jorginho is not a DM. That's why like the people go past Jorginho anyhow.
Yeah.
Jorginho is a register. That's why I don't like the guys football because he's too like he's a one-sided player. I don't like that kind of player. But the Conrad will give you an option that there are some games. See, sister, there are some games that we would want to play and we might not have to use our vets and mounts. That we have to use
okay,
Kante and that Rice.
okay. Let me retract.
how well
Yeah,
are the
That's
we
what I'm
need
guys?
a
saying.
proper DM. We need a
That's what
proper
I'm saying.
DM.
We need a
But what I've
proper
just been
game. That's
saying
what I'm
is
saying. Yeah.
Kante is not so bad. I just hope Lampard will continue play him in that position. Don't put Jorginho.
I agree with
Jorginho
you.
has no business
I
being in
agree
that
with you. That's what I'm
position.
saying.
Guys,
Yeah,
you.
see, sister. I
Mm-hmm.
agree with you. See, I agree with you too. You understand, right? But I'm just saying there are just some games that we would go into that. Me, so
Yeah,
I don't see the Jorginho in that midfield because Jorginho is weak. I'll keep on saying it right from the one. I say this guy is not like we can't be playing one side because of this guy. That guy he can only play that is what's it called
Okay.
But
register role. The one that he was
how
doing
well
Did,
has
last season.
Gyökeres played
did
for
you
West
notice
Ham?
when he came on? Did you notice when he came on? There was a difference between marking
Yeah,
the
because
ball and
it's not the
giving
place of the game
passes,
now.
complete passes. He seemed
Yeah,
lost.
yeah.
He seemed lost. I just hope Lampard will that my problem with him. I know I withdrew my statement talking about him getting sacked before December, but the fear I have with Lampard is that you can't predict the Lampard that will turn up in a certain game. Today he did well with his substitutions, at least as much as I would have preferred. Taking off Timo Werner and bringing on Giroud. Normally he would have left Timo Werner there for 90 minutes. I talked about it the last time, if you guys remember, and I was attacked.
Yeah.
I was attacked by Miyangi. You know yourself.
Yeah,
You did it
So
today. You did it today.
that game, let me tell you something right here. See, that guy's the coach. He's still like right now. He has already know what his starting line is, right? I think he's just trying to see how we can use Tammy and Giroud up front together. I think that's what he did because that game was one.
Yeah,
Already.
he wants to
That
try it. Yeah.
was one. Yeah. You have to see what he has to like. Okay, because there's some games. Let me tell you something. There's some games that we will be tasting that we have to use two strikers.
yes,
You know, right? That we have to
absolutely,
use
yes.
two strikers. Yeah.
I just
So
felt that he
it's
should be giving Giroud more minutes. That was what I was arguing the last time. That he should
yeah,
give Giroud
but
more
if the team
minutes.
is doing well, why would you want to
No,
spoil
but,
that?
those times, my argument was based on the times that we were struggling for goals. We were looking for goals. You had Rhys James that could whip in crosses. You had the what's his name, Hakim Ziyech that could whip in crosses. But you needed the Giroud to knock those balls in, and you continued with the same Timo Werner down the center or coming from the wing, or without Tammy Abraham even playing. That was my argument on the day. So I just felt that we needed. Giroud had barely played any minutes in the Premier League. So my argument was based on the fact that if you had started Timo Werner, starting from the beginning of the game, he has played how many minutes? Over an hour, 70 minutes, and you're not getting what you want. But you have Rhys James, you have Ziyech, they're sending crosses. Who do you expect to convert those crosses when you have one of the best in the competition, world football. You have him on your bench and you're not giving him minutes. That was my argument on the day. But for today, once again, I
I
have to
mean,
give him massive credit.
I see your point. I
Tammy
see your point
Abraham
there.
was fantastic. I liked him today. I was very happy with him. His work rate, everything.
Mm-hmm. Niangi, so do you have a final point about Giroud?
Oh no, what are you thinking about?
You said what?
So, can I go on?
Can you hear me?
Can I go on?
Yeah, I said, do you have any final topic, final say on the Timo?
My final say is this. Yes, we all want this team to succeed and all, but we also need to understand that Lampard is the manager and we have to give him. More importantly, I think we should be supporting him more.
And we're
When we see a lineup and we start screaming, "Hey, start this one! Hey, why did you bench this one?" He is the manager. He's the one that is always with them during
That's true.
trainings. He also. I always say this thing, whether we like it or not. No manager wants to go on the field to go and lose. You would not set up yourself to go and lose.
Yeah, that's
Everybody
true.
wants to win. So once in a while, let us always back the manager because he is the manager. He is the manager and he has to get it. The truth of the matter is we are doing well now. We will still lose games at some point this season. We
Mm-hmm.
will still drop points at some point this season. What happens at that point? Then do we change it again? Do we say it's no longer good? We should start thinking of another manager because we need to probably one thing or the other. No, as long as you can see some positives in the team, we have to keep backing the manager. And nobody is perfect. Everybody is close. You would always lose games at some point. But the only problem I always have with manager is when I don't see what you're doing. But as long as I can see some positives in whatever you are doing, then we should always back the manager. That's all.
That's true. I think fair enough. Everybody have their say on it. I think I could see everybody have their say on it. So I think that's one of the international break and everything. I think it just spoil everything, and I'm not happy about the break. But I can understand why the break came in, but it didn't come in at the right moment. But I can understand though. So I'm not that kind of angry that much. I understand. So everybody have
Yeah,
to
I'm
go to
very
their own time.
angry. I'm very angry. I want to watch this team play every day in their life.
I swear, if this is how Chelsea plays, I just want to watch them every day. I'll be very happy.
I
You see,
mean, I'm
Chelsea
looking
scoring,
forward to see this team.
before we used to complain about killing games off. We scored the first. If it was last season that we went behind first, we would not have. I mean, odds of us coming back to win this game, not talk of scoring 4 goals, would have been very slim. But this is
Mm-hmm.
happening, and I hope our players go and come back injury free.
I agree with you. Even at 2-1, I was scared at some point that, hey, hope Sheffield will not equalize this game and this game will end 2-2. I was scared at some point. But, I mean, when the third goal came in, the fourth goal came in, you know that there's an upgrade on this team. This team is going higher and they are doing better. Once again, I hate international breaks.
We have no choice. Which choice we get? We have no choice now. International something. So it's not like you have to let
2 good weeks. That's long.
2 weeks. Everything we want to do, we can't do anything. It's 2 weeks now. Before we
Let's
start, 2 weeks
protest.
don't come. 2 weeks don't come. Open our eyes, 2 weeks don't come. So what can we do? We just have to let it go now. We have no choice now. So you have no
Let's
choice.
protest.
Just spoil everything. I can understand. So guys, I think that's the last topic for today, guys. For people who turn up, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming in.
Yep. Great stream as,
From
as,
Niangi,
as usual.
Niangi from Julius, everybody, thank you. Outside, everybody, thank you guys for coming in. We're gonna see after the international break. At the moment, enjoy ourselves. Maybe there could be a topic we could talk on the international break. I don't know.
Injury free break,
Injury
please,
free break. Maybe there could be
and let
something
the
we could
form
talk.
Yeah, if
continue.
there's something we could talk about,
Maybe something we could talk about.
we might
I
have
don't know
something to
yet.
talk about.
Maybe something. I don't know. Maybe we'll talk about it. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's have something to talk about just to make fun. Not that because international we just been born, so we can have something to talk about, chilling and everything. But it's okay. Well, no worries, guys. Enjoy yourself, guys. We're going to come in, so let's just enjoy ourselves for the book and everything. We'll see, guys. I'll update you guys if we have anything to talk about.
all right, take
At the
care.
moment, peace out, guys. Peace out.
In a bit.
All right, bro.
Take care.
All right, take care. Cheers. Bye.
Peace.
Bye.
Mhm.